Episode 3693, Sharing is My Favorite.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. You know what? It's graduation weekend around the country here in the U.S. And on top of that, it's Mother's Day weekend. Talk about a crazy weekend. So if you're a mom, happy Mother's Day early. And you know what? Today it's all about relationship builders. You got to be paying attention to who you're sleeping next to. Are you making sharing as part of your favorite? Let's dive in. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. Okay, so I have a question for you. I want to slow your life down for just a moment. What if life came to an abrupt stop? Where would you be as a couple? Think about it for a moment. Pause, reflect here. Maybe you're in a good place in your marriage, or maybe you're not. You need to know that in order to go forward with this episode, seriously. Because too much of our time is spent on the things that don't matter, so we forget about what does. That's why sharing is my favorite. Sharing in a marriage goes beyond splitting chores or responsibilities. It's not just about you're going to put the kids to bed, right? You get to take out the trash this time. Oh, wait, no, you taking out the trash, that is your responsibility. It's time for you to take out the dogs. Are you going to get dinner? No, wait, it's Friday night, so it's pizza night. Whatever it is, however your brain thinks, it's not just about the chores and responsibilities of life. It's about living life together. And that means opening up your heart, your thoughts, your dreams, and your fears to your spouse, to whoever you call sweetheart, the love of your life. It's about creating this deep sense of intimacy and vulnerability that truly strengthens the bond between the two of you. And couples that share their joys and sorrows, their triumphs and challenges, it creates a safe space for both of them to be fully themselves without judgment. And who wants to be in a marriage where each other judges each other, right? You get that out in the workplace. You get that out when you go to dinner and, you've got one woman looking at the other one across, 3 tables away. But for whatever reason, you're like, oh, she's judging me. Men do the same thing. They go to the gym and they get the up and down like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. You don't look beefy enough, right? They look at the muscles like, yeah, you're weak. And I think what happens is, and it's really not, I think, honestly, I know that when we get stuck in our stuff and it's always about us, we're only listening to WIIFM, what's in it for me, we leave a lot on the table and we break our heart more. If you want a deeper love, you have to be willing to have a broken heart. Let me say that again. If you want a deeper love, you have to have the willingness to have a broken heart. Because life isn't perfect, and neither is your marriage. You're going to have some ups and downs and all arounds. You're going to be on the roller coaster sometimes, and then it's going to be like, yeah, this is an adventure, and you're walking the amusement park. It's like Disney every day, and then all of a sudden you hit another season, and you're like, what the heck? Now you've got hurricanes and tornadoes and fires, and it's just like, whoa, 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 slow down. And you're like, I can't even catch my breath. But in all of that, sharing is still my favorite. What are you doing together? How are you sharing in your marriage? Hopefully you are communicating together, right, with each other, because it's really key in a marriage. Take that time to have those meaningful conversations with your spouse. Share your thoughts and feelings and desires openly and honestly. Don't judge. Listen empathetically to what your spouse has to say. Don't sit there and be like, I'm just going to finish a sentence and I'll come back later in your mind. Don't interrupt. That's rude. Like seriously. And I know, because I was that one. I was that one that's like, I already know what he's going to say because I know him that well. And if you ask my husband, he will say, she knows me that well. I do. I can finish basically all of his sentences. And it's crazy We've been together almost 32 years. That's married together. Actually together, 35 and a half years. That's a long time to say, I do, and look at each other in the eyes and say, we do. We're doing this together. But you got to have that communication, right? It's got to be there. And then from there, man, you got to share experiences. So much of our life right now is spent on reels. What experience do you get from a reel? Seriously, answer that question for me. Because if you have a great answer, I want you to email me. connect@createyournow.com. I'm serious, seriously. Like, come on, send them in. Because if you can get a joy out of a reel that's long lasting, that's deeper, then keep doing it. But I'm here to tell you, you can't. Yes, there might be a moment of a giggle. I know, I've seen the kitty cat once. I've seen and heard, more like heard, the baby giggles. Oh my goodness, they are so refreshing. And it's good for the soul. And when you need just a couple minutes of just time to kind of just like pick yourself up, because whatever that allows you to decompress for those couple of minutes, that's fine. 90 seconds, 120 seconds, no big deal. Don't make it 20 to 30 to an hour. It's ridiculous. Create memories together by sharing activities that you both enjoy. And let me address this too. If you're one who says, well, I share my Instagram reels with my partner, that's great. But like my husband, when he sends them to me, I might look at him like 3 or 4 or 5 days later. I'm not a real gal. When I do sit down, I do think they're funny and I try to respond to him because I know he enjoys that. And when he's traveling, that's kind of his downtime, his decompression time. But me, that's not it. I have other things that I do. So I don't focus on that. So it's important for you to know your spouse and what you share together. Making assumptions in a relationship is one of the worst things you can do. You can be digging the grave for your marriage really quickly if you're assuming everything. So create memories together. Maybe it's trying a new hobby. Maybe it's cooking a meal together, going out on a hike. Shared experiences strengthen the connection between two people. Or if there's multiples, as in, the two of you and then you have the kiddos. I get that. Or it's the two of you and it's like, we got a puppy dog or two. Great, bring them along. But it's in these moments of togetherness that build a foundation of love and understanding. It's like, this is fun. And it's a reminder of, yeah, remember when we used to do this dating? We had no worries about bills. We were just doing our thing. It allows you to reminisce. And all of a sudden, you're young again. Love becomes young again. Love becomes fresh. And then let me ask you this, when you're talking about sharing is my favorite, as we think about that, are you supporting each other? Like truly supporting. Not saying, I wish he would do this. I wish she would do this. No, in a marriage, it's essential that both of you be each other's biggest cheerleader. You've got to support your partner in their goals and aspirations and be there for them in times of need and celebrate their successes. As if, yeah, I did it. It was me who did it. Not really. It was you all because you supported him. My husband's success, he will say, is mine too. And my success is definitely his success. We work together. We are a team. Sharing is my favorite means, you know what? We play as a team. And that's important. This I do becomes we do. And when you learn to trust each other, to be able to say, okay, these are our triumphs and these are our challenges, it creates a sense of unity and partnership that deepens the love between two people, you and your spouse. And if you want more of this, let me tell you this, you got to share exponentially. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Share exponentially. This is where you don't put boundaries on the why, when, how, where, and what that you always need in marriage. It's like, come on, tell me this, tell me that, tell me. No, but you open up the interaction with each other, giving you all the space to share exponentially. You give some more. You share some more. Consider, though, what you're doing now. What's working and what needs more intentionality? You must start where you are to gain traction to where you want to go. And let me tell you, sharing just doesn't come naturally. Let's go back to toddlers, into preschool, into elementary. Let's go middle school. I mean, just go up the stages of life as you grow up. Where did sharing magically say, this is it? This is the gold mine. Everybody has to share, and we all get to. The idea is great when we're little, but as we get older, what happens? Most of the time, we actually become more selfish. Unless if you're consciously making a decision saying, I choose you today. I'm waking up to say, I'm going to love you more. So what does it look like in real life? How can you share more and make sharing your favorite too? Number one, schedule quality time. You've got to set aside dedicated time each and every day, each and every week to be together without distractions. And it might be just a quiet dinner at home, a walk in the park, an early night to bed. Maybe it's a cozy movie night, actually out of the theaters, But during all of this, you're creating space for that quality time, which allows for meaningful conversations and shared experiences. It's not so much about doing the life as in, you can take out the trash, got the dishes done, where are the kids? You're giving them a bath, right? Did you take the dogs out? Can you do the laundry while you're at it? Oh, wait, you got to fold the socks. The socks have been here forever. I really need the basket. We kind of chuckle at it, but that chuckle has some truth behind it. You've got to schedule that quality time or it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is everybody else's priority. So when the kids start crying and something happens, you go to them. Instead of saying, you know what, unless it's a blood or a flood, mom and dad aren't available. And that's all right. Happy us time. But schedule it. You don't have to spend a lot of money. In fact, a lot of times you can just do it at home or do things for free. If you live in a nice area, by a lake, by a beach, go for a walk. Enjoy nature. If you have the luxury of having a vehicle where you can just jump in and go somewhere, then jump in and go somewhere. It could be a day trip. And if you're like, well, I don't have any family to pawn off the kids to or the dog to or whatever, you know what? Ask some friends and say, you know what? Would you do this for us if we did it for you? Sure, that sounds great. Okay, great. Put your date on the calendar and we'll put ours on the calendar and let's do it. Let's make this happen. And then let's do it every single month. Schedule that quality time. Your love for each other will grow deeper the more you schedule your time, because otherwise the busyness is going to get in the way. Number 2, practice gratitude. You've got to express appreciation for your spouse and the things they do for you. Yes, that means taking out the trash, but that's his responsibility. I don't care if it's his responsibility. You can still be kind and compassionate and say, you know what? Thank you so much for taking out the trash today. I really appreciate you. Now, you don't have to say it like that every single time, because then it's like, oh, does she really mean it? Or is she just trying to get something else? You know what I mean? You've got to be genuine in what you're saying. But what's interesting is when we practice gratitude, a lot of times we're thinking, okay, I got to journal it. It's all internal. No, it's not. It comes out verbally. Your spouse needs to hear the words of thank you. Thanks for thinking of me. You're awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. I loved when you did this. Gratitude fosters this sense of connection and truly builds that positivity in a relationship. You're no longer repelling each other. You're attracting each other. Because then you make sharing more natural and fulfilling. Why? Because you both are winners in it. But it helps too when you say, all right, you know what? I'm grateful. I get this. And it also comes down to you're pausing long enough to recognize the goodness in your marriage. What we see from our everyday can cloud the love we have for each other. And when that overtakes it, that love gets buried. And it can happen. And then if the person isn't getting what they believe they need, then stuff happens, people begin to drift, et cetera, et cetera. You can let your mind wander for a moment. So if you're not looking for goodness in your marriage, you're not going to find it. So you got to practice that gratitude. Tell your spouse, thank you. I love you. You're amazing. And finally, number 3, embrace vulnerability. You've got to allow yourselves to be vulnerable with each other. That means sharing everything, sharing your fears, your insecurities, saying, you know what, I just didn't get this, or you know what, this bothered me, has nothing to do with you, but this is how I took it. You own your feelings and then figure out the next step together. And this creates a deep level of trust and intimacy in your relationship. Vulnerability is the key to authentic sharing and emotional connection. You've got to be willing to say, you know what? This really just made my heart like flutter. It's like we were dating again. Can we do that again? And let me tell you this, because I know TMI, I'm sure people are going to be like, Christine, you're going there. I know you are. Okay, let's head to the bedroom. Okay, think about intimacy there. Yep, I'll let your mind go however you want it to go. But I want you to think about this. If you're not telling your spouse what you like and what you don't like, how can anything in the bedroom, or I guess technically anywhere else, but again, your imagination, how can that serve you as a couple to deepen your relationship? You see, that's where you've got to trust in each other. That's where you've got to be willing to say, I'm going to let down this wall and let down this wall and let down this wall. But keep this in mind. You're holding your spouse's heart and they're holding your heart. So I'm going to say this with caution. If you're in a marriage right now that is troubled, be cautious of what you share. Yes, sharing is my favorite. But if you're at a point where it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Now, that doesn't mean you can't start it. It takes one to start, but two to finish. So keep in mind that your vulnerability may not be at the level that you think you want it to be because you've got to get through a few other things. All right? Remember, sharing is not just about dividing those responsibilities in the family, like who does what, but it's also about dividing the joys and sorrows, the dreams and fears, the triumphs and challenges. It's about creating a space of love, trust, this deeper intimacy where two souls can truly connect and grow together, where me becomes we. So I want to challenge you today on this beautiful weekend. For those who are graduating, happy graduation. Okay, maybe you're not graduating. Well, maybe you are actually. You could be going back to school, but maybe you have children or a niece or a nephew or somebody in the family, a grandchild. Happy graduation. For those of you who are mothers, happy Mother's Day. But this is what I want to challenge you with this weekend. I want you to wake up tomorrow and then every day thereafter, ready to move the needle closer to your spouse's heart, embracing the beauty of sharing and this depth of love that you can create together. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.